It's not just the story of a bureaucratic incompetence, it's a story of betrayal. It's also farcical because it's a story of now an attempted whitewash. I'm reminded of a music hall song where when father painted the parlour, you couldn't see par for paste, dabbing it here, dabbing it there, paste and paper everywhere. Mother was sent, and so on. It's this betrayal, this desperation to avoid responsibility. 18,714 Afghan allies have been placed in danger, remain in danger because of British oversight, and now the Parliament is involved in trying to sort of decide whether or not anything went wrong, and the very idea that democratic governance should be held accountable, even if, especially in matters of national security. The Intelligence and the Security Committee, the ISC of Parliament, chaired by Lord Beamish, is now launching a formal inquiry into one of the most serious data breaches in recent Whitehall history, the catastrophic leak of personal information belonging to thousands of Afghans who applied for relocation in the UK. This goes all the way back to February 22 as the Taliban consolidated its grip over Afghanistan, when an unnamed MOD official, why is this person unnamed, mistakenly emailed a spreadsheet of Arab applicants not once but twice, not 150 names as first thought, but over 18,000 individuals. Names, emails, locations, affiliations, and these were not bureaucratic statistics. These were men and women who had worked alongside British forces, interpreters, drivers, security staff, all now left exposed to Taliban reprisal. But why wasn't this investigation started earlier? The scale is so much worse than anyone could imagine. The breach has compromised the identities of more than 100 British personnel, including members of the SAS and MI6. But what's followed? Not transparency, not accountability, but silence. And the government imposed a super injunction, extreme legal gag, so that that didn't merely prevent the press from reporting the incident, but prevented anyone from even acknowledging the existence of the gag in the first place. And the silence came at a price, £850 million for a secret programme that was launched, the Afghanistan Response Route, aimed at relocating around 6,900 of those affected. It was set up quietly, without oversight, operated in the shadows for over 2 years. Meanwhile, many Afghans remained stranded, some were killed, others disappeared, and the ISC, Parliament's statutory watchdog on intelligence matters, was never briefed. The Ministry of Defence didn't inform it. Lord Beamish's words say, this has never happened before, there were no grounds for it, and this is where the story becomes a constitutional scandal. Under the Justice and Security Act 2013, classification or sensitivity of material is not an excuse to withhold information from the ISC. The committee operates under the Official Secrets Act. Its job is to scrutinise precisely this kind of intelligence-related mishap. Yet the MOD under successive Conservative governments argued that it could not share the details even when a High Court judge explicitly suggested the ISC be briefed. And what does this mean? It means a vital pillar of democratic scrutiny was not just bypassed, it was deliberately excluded. This isn't a clerical error, it's tyranny. It's an institutional affront to oversight. Lord Beamish has written to ministers invoking the ISC's statutory powers to compel the release of defence intelligence assessments. The Paul Rimmer Review and legal justifications previously given to the courts. All of this needs to be considered. The former Defence Secretary Ben Wallace has taken, quote, full responsibility for the breach, but the bureaucrat who sent the fatal email, still employed, still unnamed. Grant Shapps, Defence Secretary during the height of the cover-up, has said nothing, nor has the former Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, under whose leadership the secrecy was maintained. It was only when Labour's new Defence Secretary John Healey assumed office that the super injunction was lifted on the basis that the danger to those affected was now considered lower than first feared, but this admission itself raises new questions. Was the injunction even necessary, or was it always more about political embarrassment than security? The damage was done. This inquiry will not just be about what happened in Kabul or Whitehall, it will be about who we are as a country. Do we honour those who risk their lives for us? Do we trust democratic oversight? Do we keep our word? Or do we bury our mistakes beneath layers of secrecy? Lord Beamish's inquiry may not bring back those who were killed because of this leak, but it can and must expose the failures, operational, legal and moral, that led us here. And perhaps more urgently of all, it must ensure this cannot happen again. As Lord Beamish has rightly said, this is not about intelligence, it is about integrity. And let's hope that Whitehall remembers that.